Good morning students, welcome back to online classes of analog communication. This is Aisha Sultana from ECA department. So in the last class we have discussed about the modulation techniques of your DSBSC signal, right? So what is DSBSC? Double sideband suppressed carrier, and to that one how we have to produce that particular signal by suppressing the carrier we have seen in the last class, right? So what were the two modulation techniques or the generation techniques we have seen in the last class? That was the very first one was your balanced modulator and the second one was your ring modulator, isn't it? I hope you people remember what we have studied in the last class. So what is meant by a balanced modulator? Balanced modulator is nothing but which is consisting of two AM modulators which are arranged in a balanced configuration. Why? So as to suppress your carrier signal, isn't it? So we are using what are the block diagram there consists of your balanced modulator. You had a local oscillator which generates a carrier at the receiver side. Then you are having two AM modulators, modulator 1 and 2. They both will be getting your amplitude modulated wave, and that is given to a summer block where it subtracts the first AM modulated wave with the second AM modulated wave, and there you will be getting a scaled version of your DSBSC signal with suppressed, means up to a negligible content of your which carrier signal, correct? So here we have seen the balanced modulator, and second one was your ring modulator. What was your ring modulator? There we are having four diodes which are connected in the form of ring, and that are called as your ring modulator. There we are having two cases. That first case was during positive half cycle, because we are considering a diode which acts as a switch and the carrier will be in a pulse train form, isn't it or not? So we are having as a pulse train. So first we are considering we are having two cases, during the positive half cycle of the carrier and during negative half cycle of the carrier. So do you remember during the positive half cycle of the carrier what happens? Your D1 and D2 diodes will be on, D3, D4 will be off. So D1, D2 will be in the forward bias, isn't it? So they will be in the conducting stage. So your message signal will be multiplied with the +1, and you will be getting a output at the receiver side. Now during the negative half cycle what happens? D3 and D4 will be conducting, means they are in the forward bias, D1, D2 are in the reverse bias, and your output will be, your message signal will be multiplied by -1. It means you will be getting a phase shift of 180 degrees. That's the reason you have to get the phase shift of 180 degrees. So there you will be getting the output, and last you will be getting the output in the envelope only, not outside the envelope. So that is how you have generated your DSBSC signal by using two modulation techniques, that is your ring modulator as well as the balanced modulator. Today in this class we are going to discuss how you are going to demodulate your DSBSC signal. Okay, demodulation techniques that are used for your DSBSC signal means what is the output you have to obtain? Nothing but your original message signal that you have to obtain. Okay, so what actually demodulation is? Nothing but it is process of extracting an original message signal from any modulated wave, which is known as your demodulation, and we are seeing the demodulation technique of your DSBSC signal today. So what it is? The process of extracting an original message signal from DSBSC wave, which is known as detection or demodulation of your DSBSC signal. Clear? So we have to get the original message signal what we have modulated at the transmitter side. Okay, so the following demodulators that we are going to see in today's class, or the demodulators which are used for detecting your message signal from DSBSC modulated wave, is your first one is coherent detector and second one is your Costas loop detector. These are the two techniques that are used to find out your original message signal when which kind of modulation is done, ma? Here you are doing the DSBSC modulation. So for if your message signal or your original signal is modulated in DSBSC form, so you have to use these two detectors, coherent detector or Costas loop detector, to find out your original message signal. Clear? So let's just begin with your coherent detector. First one, the very first is coherent detection. What you are having in this coherent detection? Here what happens, as we have already said, whenever you are going for the modulation, we have suppressed the carrier. So we have to generate the carrier at the receiver side also, because we need, without carrier we can't get our original signal. So what we are doing here, we are also generating a carrier by using a local oscillator. So here the same carrier signal which is used for generating your DSBSC signal is used to detect your message signal. Okay, so what is the block diagram you are having? S of t is nothing but your original demodulated wave. Which modulation you have done? DSBSC. Okay, double sideband suppressed carrier modulation is done, and that is given to that is given as an input to your product modulator. And the one more input for your product modulator is your local oscillator, which generates your carrier signal, and that carrier signal is called here given as AC cos of 2 pi FCT plus pi. I'll explain it afterwards. So hence this process is called as your coherent or synchronous detection. We are using this pi for getting a similar phase carrier which is used at the transmitter side also. Okay, so this is how you will be getting a synchronous carrier which is used in your transmitter side also. So your local oscillator is given as an input to your product modulator, and S of t, that is modulated wave, is given to your in one of the input to your product modulator, which both gives your output as V of t, and that is given to the low pass filter. Okay, what will be the output V of t? Combination of your S of t into C of t. What is S of t? Your DSBSC wave. You have to remember what is DSBSC wave, and again you have to multiply it with your AC cos of 2 pi FCT plus pi, and that is given to your low pass filter, which filter out the unwanted terms in your equation and gets the demodulated wave which is equal to or similar to or scaled version of your message signal. I hope you are clear with the block diagram. Okay. Next, see, in this process what actually we are doing, we have to extract the message signal from your DSBSC signal. So what is the thing you are doing? We have to multiply with a carrier which is having the same frequency and the same phase of the carrier which is used at the DSBSC modulation also. So as to get that message signal in the DSBSC wave, you have to multiply the carrier which is similar or which is synchronized with your carrier which is used in the DSBSC modulation. So this resulted output, that is V of t, is given to a low pass filter, and that low pass filter gives you the desired message signal. Okay, so what was your DSBSC signal? I hope you all remember that what we have seen. DSBSC signal is nothing but your S of t is equals to AC cos 2 pi FCT into M of t. This we have seen, right? This is the DSBSC signal. Now the output of the local oscillator, what we have seen? We have already seen the output of the local oscillator is AC cos 2 pi FCT plus pi. Here the pi why we are using is, it is the phase difference between the local oscillator signal and the carrier signal which is used at your DSBSC modulation. It means which is used at your transmitter side. So it gives your phase difference, okay, which is very necessary to get a synchronized carrier and to get a desired message signal. So that's the reason what you are doing here. Pi we are using, we are adding the pi which is the phase difference between the local oscillator signal which is used at the receiver side and the carrier signal which is used at the transmitter side or the DSBSC modulation. Clear? Now what you have to get here? V of t. You got S of t and you got C of t. You have to get V of t. V of t is nothing but S of t into C of t. So what is S of t into C of t? C1. I have given clear here also. So S of t, V of t is equals to S of t into C of t. Now substitute the values. What you will get? V of t is equals to AC cos 2 pi FCT into M of t. This is your DSBSC wave, correct? This is your DSBSC modulated wave. Now what is the local oscillator signal we have used here with the phase difference? That is your AC cos 2 pi FCT plus pi. Clear? Okay, now I'll simplify this equation. See, what are the equations I am giving? Please do simplify, write in a notes. In case if you are having any doubts, please let me know. Okay, some of the students are asking me the doubts and someone are not at all listening. I request to please everyone, please go through the videos very carefully, practice the equations, then it will be very clear for you at the examination times. Okay, come back to the class. So what is the output you are having? V of t is equals to AC cos 2 pi FCT into M of t. This is your DSBSC modulated wave, and the carrier you have used is your AC cos 2 pi FCT plus pi with a phase difference. Yes. Now after simplifying what I will get over here? So AC square, AC into AC, AC square cos 2 pi FCT into cos 2 pi fct plus theta into m of t. Okay, is this correct? Now what I'll do, I'll write this equation in the form of cos A into cos A B. Okay, what is the formula for the cos A cos B? Cos A cos B is nothing but cos A plus B by 2 plus cos A minus B by 2. I hope you people remember. I am repeating once again, cos A into cos B is equals to cos A plus B by 2 plus cos A minus B by 2. So what is the common equation? I'll take the denominator common, 1 by 2 as a common. So AC square by 2 cos A plus B is nothing but for 2 pi fct, this is A, and B variable is your 2 pi fct plus 5. So A plus B becomes 4 pi fct plus 5, correct? Then A minus B, so my A 2 pi fct minus 2 pi fct, they both will be cancelled and you will be getting cos pi into m of t. I hope you are clear. Cos 4 pi fct by addition of A plus B and cos 5 by minus of your cos A minus B. So what is the answer you will be getting? AC square by 2 cos pi m of t, this first one, plus AC square by 2 cos 4 pi fct plus theta into m of t. I'll multiplying separately. So what is the scaled version? What is the similar version of your DSBSC signal? So this is your similar version. Yes or no? You got AC cos 2 pi fct into m of t. This is your DSBSC signal, which is very similar. This is not that much similar. This is the similar, means it is the scaled version of your DSBSC signal, means your original signal. So what we will do, this answer V of t, after simplification, this we have to give it to the low pass filter. This low pass filter, it filter out the unwanted terms which are present in that equation. So in the above equation, the first term what we have got, this one AC square by into cos pi m of t, is the scaled version of your message signal. Scaled version is nothing but similar to, okay, almost equal to, similar to or almost equal scaled version of your message signal, and that can be extracted by passing this particular last equation to the low pass filter. Okay, by this one, how we are getting this? By extracting the passing, or by this the original message signal can be extracted by passing the above signal through a low pass filter, and that low pass filter gives you the output of V naught of t is equals to AC square by 2 cos pi of m of t. Okay, so this demodulated signal will be maximum, okay, when you are having pi is equals to 0 degrees. Okay, so when you will be having the demodulated signal, you will get maximum, means the most equal to the message signal. So similar to a message signal you will be getting when pi is equals to 0 degrees. Okay, that's why the local oscillator and the carrier signal should be in phase. That's the reason we are saying that should be in phase. So that is, there should not be any phase difference between these two signals. So by using this coherent detection, you can get your which signal? Original message signal. Okay, this is how you will be getting your output message signal in your DSBSC demodulation technique. Okay, clear? So what is the coherent modulation? What you are having? Why we are saying this demodulated waves? Cos pi, cos 0 is equals to 1. M1 means your m of t. So only m of t, AC square by 2 into m of t, means it is very near similar to that of your message signal. So that's the reason we are saying the demodulated signal amplitude will be maximum when you are having the pi value is equals to 0. Okay, so what is the coherent detection ma? What you are having in this coherent detection? Only 3 blocks you are having. One is your first input is a product modulator. To that inputs you are giving one from the local oscillator and one is from your DSBSC modulated wave. The output of that product modulator is again to the low pass filter, which extracts your message signal and it removes the unwanted signal. And we have to see the similar or the scaled version of your message signal and you have to get the output. Clear? Now see, next one is very important, that is your Costas loop. Now tell me what is your Costas loop. Here, this is in the here, see in the block diagram, This is somewhat different. Here you are using two product modulators with a minus 90 degrees phase shifter, and you are having a voltage controlled oscillator which generates your carrier signal. Okay. Then you are having phase discriminator and two low pass filters you are having. What you have seen in the last coherent detection, only one product modulator, one local oscillator was there used to generate that particular output. Then you are using a low pass filter to extract the message signal, but not here. In Costas loop, what you are using, both carrier signal and the used which is at the transmitter side and the locally generated signal should be in phase. It checks here itself. Okay, we should not what we say, we have to gather the information, we have to see similar type of phase and values and frequency, and we have to get that particular of local oscillator. What we are doing in Costas loop, it itself find out what is the difference between them, what was the frequency or the phase which has used in the modulator or the transmitter side. It compares and gets the equations in synchronization. So in the Costas loop, we are used to make the both carrier signal which are used at the transmitter and the receiver, that in phase. Okay. So what you are having, what is the advantage of Costas loop? That is used to make the both carrier signal used at your DSBSC modulation and locally generated your carrier signal are in phase. That it is done in your Costas loop. Okay. Now see. The Costas loop consists of how many product we are having? Product modulators, 2. So it consists of 2 product modulators with the common inputs S of t. What is S of t? Is nothing but your modulated wave. Which modulated? DSBSC modulated wave, right? So Costas loop consists of 2 product modulators with the common input S of t, and which is a DSBSC wave. Okay. Now the other input for the product, we need 2 inputs to your product modulators, right? In this coherent detection, what you have used, one input is from your modulated signal, that is S of t, and other is you are getting from the local oscillator which gives you a carrier signal. Okay. Here also the other input of the product modulator is taken from the voltage controlled oscillator. Okay, one is given directly with the positive, same voltage controlled oscillator you will be giving. Other output will be given with, see, it is generating a voltage control oscillator with cos 2 pi FCT plus phi, as we have seen in the last coherent detection also. But here in this, for the second product modulator, this carrier which is generated over here is given with minus 90 degrees of phase shift. Okay, here we are not having any 90 degrees of phase shift. Directly we are giving cos 2 pi FCT plus phi, and it is given as cos 2 pi FCT plus phi minus 90 degrees you have to consider over here. Clear? So one product modulator, 2 inputs are, first one are similar, 2 modulated waves, S of t and S of t. This here your C of t is given, here C of t minus 90 degrees, it is given to the one of the input of your another product modulator. Clear everyone? Now see, we know the equation of S of t is your AC cos 2 pi FCT into M of t. This is your modulated wave, DSBSC modulated wave. Now the output of VSCO, this voltage controlled oscillator, the first output without any minus 90 degrees of phase shift. This part now. First we are seeing this part where we are not applying minus, first this only up to this part. Okay. So what you will be getting? C1 of t is equals to cos 2 pi FCT plus pi. So what you will get? This output of the VCO is applied as a carrier of the input to the upper product modulator. As I have said, the upper part we are considering first. The upper part of the product modulator, we are giving this a carrier input, and the output will be of V1 of t. Here see, this is, here you will be getting a V1 of t. Here at this part you will get V2 of t. This is V1 of t. So V1 of t is equals to S of t into C1 of t. What is S of t? AC cos 2 pi FCT into M of t into cos 2 pi FCT plus pi. Okay. Then what you will get after simplify, again you have to substitute the formula as we have seen in the last one. This part will be same as your coherent detection. You will be using cos A cos B formula, that is cos A plus B by 2 plus cos A minus B by 2. So you will get answer as V1 of t is equals to AC by 2 cos pi of M of t into AC by 2 cos 4 pi FC of t plus pi into M of t. And this part is filter out because we need the scaled version or similar version of your message signal, and this signal V1 of t is passed through a low pass filter. Here we are using two low pass filters, right? For the upper part we are having one low pass filter, and the second part you are having another low pass filter. So when you are transferring this equation to the upper low pass filter, so what is the output you will be getting? V0 of t is equals to AC by 2 cos phi of m of t. Okay, this signal is applied as an input to the upper low pass filter, and the output of this particular low pass filter will be AC by 2 cos phi of m of t. Therefore, the output of this low pass filter is nothing but your scaled version of your modulating signal. Yes or no? This we have seen. This is what I have said. This is similar to your coherent detection. Okay, now see the second part. In the second part, what you are having, when you are using the local oscillator, that signal should be of minus 90 degrees phase shift. So what you have to do now, C2 of t. Go back to that slide, we'll see once again. This was you got AC pi into m of t, first part. Finished, Noma? Then again from VCO means voltage controlled oscillator, that carrier is generating and it is given to the product modulator with minus 90 degrees of phase shift. Now your V2 of t will be is equals to S of t into C2 of t. What C2 of t will be containing? C of t minus 90 degrees. I hope you are clear. See, here what you are doing, C2 of t is equals to cos 2 pi fct plus phi minus 90 degrees. Okay, so what's cos theta minus 90 degrees? You will be getting your sin theta. So sin theta, what you will be having? Cos sin 2 pi fct plus phi. Okay, so this signal now it is given to the product modulator, and the product modulator output V2 of t is equals to S of t into C2 of t. Now do the multiplication process. For your convenience, again I have given over here this product modulator C2 of V2 of t is equals to S of t into what you will be getting the answer? C2 of t. C2 of t, what is the answer you got? Sin 2 pi fct plus pi. Okay, now see, by substituting the values, what you will be getting? Now see the formula, what you will get? Sin A cos B formula, it is there. I have written wrong, sorry. So cos A sin B formula is equals to sin A plus B by 2 plus sin A minus B by 2. So what you have to see over here, so after simplifying all this one, you will be get V2 of t is equals to AC by 2 sin of m of t. How you will get this m of t? First you have to do the equation. This sin A plus B by 2. What is A plus B? 2 pi fct plus 2 pi fct plus pi. So it is 4 pi fct, and 2 pi fct minus 2 pi fct, that is sin pi of m of t. Why I am writing like this? Because you have to get the message signal initially. Okay, the scaled version, similar version of your message signal. So after simplifying by using this formula, if you simplify this, then we will get the answer as AC by 2 sin pi of m of t plus AC by 2 sin 4 pi fc of t plus phi into m of t, and this signal is now passed through the low pass filter, and this low pass filter will be getting the answer. What it extracts, ma? It extracts a scaled version of your message signal. This is nothing but your scaled version of your message signal. So this filter removes this AC sin 4 pi fct plus phi into m of t and gives the output of V0 of 2 is equals to AC by 2 into sin pi m of t. Now you will get a doubt after you got this output and you got this output, and this you have to give now to the phase discriminator. Okay, see the output of this low pass filter has minus 90 degrees phase shift. Yes or no? For the first output you got cos theta, in the second output, second part you got sin theta. Yes, so the output of the low pass filter has minus 90 degrees phase difference with the output of the upper low pass filter. Isn't it or not? Okay, so the outputs of these two low pass filters are applied to the phase discriminators. Okay, the inputs of your phase discriminator will be your two outputs of your low pass filters. Clear? So based on the phase difference between these two signals, the phase discriminator produces a DC controlled signal, okay, which gives a DC controlled signal, that is a DC voltage, proper DC controlled voltage will be given. So the signal is applied as an input to the VCO, okay, voltage control oscillator, to correct the phase error in VCO in case there is any phase difference what the phase which you have used in the transmitter side, that same phase will be obtained by using your phase discriminator. So this is very advantageous than your coherent detection. So it gives you the phase difference in case if it is having to the local oscillator or the voltage controlled oscillator. Therefore the carrier signal used for your DSBSC modulation and locally generated signal or the locally generated carrier signal are in phase. So that's the reason how we will be getting your carrier signal both at the transmitter and receiver side, which will be in phase. Okay, I hope you are clear. So what is the first part? You are having two product modulators. Okay, then you will be having a phase discriminator, a 90 degrees phase shifter. For the two low pass filters, for the upper low pass filter and the lower low pass filter will be having a phase difference of minus 90 degrees, and that phase difference is given to the phase discriminator. This phase discriminator will produce as a DC controlled voltage signal. Okay, so that particular signal, why we are using this signal, is applied as an input to the voltage control oscillator to correct the phase error in your VCO output. It does not give any out phase in output. So this VCO gets a proper phase when it is giving as an output. Therefore the carrier signal which is used at the transmitter and the receiver both will be in phase. So I hope you are clear with the demodulation techniques which are used in your DSBSC signal. So these are the modulation and demodulation techniques, and we have seen all seen similar what we have seen. Amplitude modulation, demodulation techniques, DSBSC, modulation, demodulation techniques, and this phase discrimination method, demodulation technique can be used for your SSBSC signal also. Okay, so this topic completes your first chapter. Okay, this is your completion of your complete first chapter. I hope you are clear with the first chapter. In case if you are having any doubts in your first chapter, you can ask me also. And you can also go through the topic of comparison of DSBSC. First one is amplitude modulated signal. There is a standard AM signal. Then you can go for DSBSC signal, SSB signal, and VSB signal. Okay, some 4 to 5 parameters you can consider. Okay, that I'll give as a notes, like parameters like bandwidth. The bandwidth will for AM signal will be 2f. DSBSC signal will also be 2f. For SSB signal will be f, and VSB signal will be some f and f. It will be between f and 2f, because we will be having one sideband place a part of other sideband. Clear? And the power saving factors that you have to calculate in DSBSC signal, you will be having 66% by seeing the parameters of your in the equation. You have to substitute the values and get the parameters of that one. Okay, I will be giving the notes of this one. Then power saving factors you can check, and generation and detection, which is very difficult. We have to go through that one also. Just a comparison of 4 to 5 parameters you can take. I'll give the notes for this particular one. Okay, so what is the today's topic? We'll just revise that one. How many kinds of demodulation techniques we are seeing? We have seen the demodulation technique for your DSBSC signal, where you are having two methods. One is coherent detection, and the second one was your Costas loop. In the coherent detection, what you are having, that was very simple. You had a product modulator, local oscillator, and a low pass filter. The two inputs for your product modulator are, one is your modulated wave DSBSC, and the another one was your C of T, that is a local oscillator which generates a carrier signal. But here we are using 2 pi FCT plus pi. Okay, with a phase difference that is given to your low pass filter, and it extracts the scaled version of your message signal. In Costas loop, what you are having, it actually does a phase shift between the two inputs. It compares and gets the same phase carrier which is used at your transmitter side. So this is very important. Okay, so what is the block diagram you are having over here? A product modulator, two product modulators, two low pass filters, and the input for your product modulators will be same. First input will be same, that is your DSBSC modulated wave. Second input will be, you will be getting a carrier signal from voltage controlled oscillator. One for the first product modulator, you will get the carrier signal from VCO, and for the second product modulator you get the carrier signal with minus 90 degrees of phase shift. Then they both are fed to your low pass filters. They'll get the scaled versions of your message signal, but with a 90 degrees of phase shift, isn't it or not? You'll get a AC by 2 cos m of t. Here you'll be getting AC by 2 sin m of t. These both will be fed as an input to your phase discriminators, where they will be removing where they'll be comparing the phase differences of both the signals. Again, they will be given to the VCO, voltage controlled oscillator, to generate a proper carrier or the same synchronized carrier which is used at your transmitter side. So this is how you will be getting your original message signal in your DSBSC wave. I hope you are clear with all the part of this one. And last topic, for your convenience, I told that you have to see the comparisons of your 4 modulation techniques. What are that one, ma? DSBSC, DSP, FC. Okay, full carrier means amplitude modulated wave, then DSBSC wave, SSB and VSB. I hope you people can write yourself what are the comparison in terms of bandwidth, in terms of power savings, okay, and in terms of generation, which is difficult and which is not difficult. Okay, in carrier, where carrier is fully suppressed, okay, then how many sidebands are there, that you can write by yourself. So this completes your first chapter of analog communication. Okay, for today's class we'll end the topic up to here. In the next class we'll start our next chapter with your angle modulation. Okay, take care, bye.